Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. Time to shed the light now on women's tennis with Aimee Dervishian. And, you've been asked to play a lot of roles. When you look at the stats on you and the position that you play at, you've played everywhere from 1 to 5 here in the spring. Obviously, doubles with Annalise has gone very well here for you guys, especially in the month of March. How do you handle both disciplines as flawlessly as you have here, especially here over the last month or so?
I think it's really just being committed to the team and having an attitude going in that I don't really care where I play. I just want to contribute, and I can contribute on the court, I can contribute off the court, I can contribute in practice. And at the end of the day, we win and lose as a team, and I'm just trying my best to contribute the best I can.
Is that one of those cases where as soon as the ball's thrown up for the first time, you don't really focus on whether that person on the other side's 1 or 5. It just becomes a regular match at that point?
Oh, every match is different, and every girl has a different skill set that they bring to you. So you're really playing yourself, you're playing your opponent, you're playing that day. So it really comes down to how everything goes that day.
As a singles player, especially if you're playing someone that you haven't faced before, may not have a whole lot of information on, is it a case of you just getting out there and trying to dictate to your opponent, and that if you have to make some adjustments on the fly, you do that? Is that something you try to do from the start of a match?
Definitely. I try and stick to my personal game style first. I stick to my strengths, and then as you get into a match, you have a little bit of time to figure things out and figure out your opponent. It's kind of like a chess match, and
Sure.
you figure out their tendencies and you try and play into your strengths.
For doubles, what's the, first of all, developing chemistry with a particular player? And obviously, you've had a chance to play with Annalise quite a bit. How did you develop that chemistry? And obviously, so far, so good, knock on wood, things have gone well for you guys. But what's been the key to developing that chemistry with her?
I think just being on the same page and communicating consistently and communicating in the same way every day, whether it's practice or a match, we're going to treat each day the same.
In terms of the approach, how different is doubles? And I know that they're two completely different things, but how different is the approach to doubles than it is to singles?
Doubles is a lot faster. It's a lot more of a quick skill. You got to think a lot quicker, and there's not as much room to figure things out, so you have to start a lot quicker into the match. So I know with Annalise and I, we really try and stick to our game style and hit the ground running really quick.
Is there a lot of silent communication between partners out there, or is it simply flashing those hand signals behind to each other? And if so, I mean, how much communication are you allowed? Because you don't want to say a whole lot out there because you get two sets of ears that may pick something up on the other side of the net.
It's a little bit of both. I think in between points, just having a general idea of where we want to go from there, and a lot before the match, just how we want to play the match going forward.
Do you enjoy, which one? Do you have a preference, either one?
I love playing doubles.
Yeah.
I just love the skill that goes with it.
A lot of reaction.
Yes.
I mean, to me, that's to me the thing that I would enjoy the most is being up at the net and just hoping someone doesn't hit it 100 miles an hour down my throat. But how do you prepare for that? Is that just something that becomes instinctive during the course of obviously as you develop as a tennis player?
You can kind of see things going on in the court, and you get to figure out your opponent's tendencies really quick, and the ball seems a lot slower than it actually is going. Things slow down when you're out there.
Okay, you can convince me of that, but I know I've played a couple times up at the net in tennis, and I can tell you that ball comes pretty quickly. See, somebody like you, though, the game probably does slow down a little bit for it. Let me ask you this. You guys have had, and obviously this program has been blessed to have a guy like Coach Puryear and Allie. They've been here from the beginning. They've built this thing from the ground up. To be part of the culture of tennis that they have set here and to be a part of that success now, what does that mean to you and your teammates?
Navy women's tennis is really family. Coach and Coach Allie do a really good job of they understand our schedule and they understand the demands of being at the Naval Academy and both being an athlete and being a student, and we do a really good job of supporting each other, and it goes beyond the time here at the academy. I still keep in touch with my teammates that have been gone for 2-3 years now, and it's been it's really a family.
We talk about it all the time. You know, as a whole, the Naval Academy really is this humongous brotherhood of people. And to be part of that, as you mentioned, to share contact with people who have now moved on, who have been great influences, been great friends during your time here. What can you describe what that is like to be part of what is a very exclusive group of people? Let's face it, only 4,400 are here on campus. You know, this isn't a sprawling 50,000, big public civilian school. To be part of a very exclusive group, though, what is that like for you?
You always have someone to lean on. I think when you have questions about anything, you always have someone to go to, and it's nice to have that group of people that you can always fall back on. So I think that's been the biggest thing that I've seen here is there's always someone you can go to.
What's the key for you and the rest of your teammates now to finish up strong here in the spring?
I think just play hard for each other and bring that family atmosphere, not just off the court but on, and play hard for each other.
All right. Appreciate the time. Best of luck to you and your teammates here down the stretch.
Thank you.
All right. Aimee Dervishian here talking women's tennis on the Navy Sports Magazine.